Ad. My TBR keeps growing, and I don't hate it. Today, I'm going to go over a bit of who I am as a reader because it kind of closely tracks to who I am as an author. But I am going into the niches, my friends. Not just, oh, I like thrillers and sci-fi and occasionally some romance. No, we're going to get specific. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and I love sharing my insights about all things books with you. Before I get into the details of today's topic, don't forget to hit subscribe. You'll be notified when I put out new videos every week about publishing, making a career of being an author, and now being a mompreneur. And today we're definitely talking more about my life as a reader, which very directly informs my life as an author. And so I kind of wanted to go over what are the super specific niches that I like. Hopefully you're going to share with me what really specific niches and tropes you like in the comments too. And any book recommendations based on these. Please give me your recommendations, but also have mercy on my TBR. So today I'm going to be going over different genres that I really like. All right, so the first niche that I really, really like is authors behaving badly, or like authors with things going completely off the rails. So what I have read in this very specific vein of like thrillers is The Plot, which was just superb. It was perfect. It was bookish. It was exacting. I really loved Yellowface. If you have not read this book, stop. Pause the video, read it, come back tomorrow, resume the video. It's so good. And it's obviously all those things of like authors behaving badly and things going off the rails. I will say as like an honorable mention in this category is The Other Black Girl, which there is one poorly behaved author in it, but they're like a side character. Like the main characters are on the publishing end. So I think it still like fits in this category of like things going off the rails. And I was so excited when I finally got to read it. And I loved it. And it perfectly warms my heart of like reading within this category. So what I'm going to read next in this vein is Erasure, which is the basis for the American fiction movie that was kind of the Oscar buzz movie of 2023, The Haters, and a novel, Obsession. Now, what have I written in this vein? I would say that my novella, Escaping Avila Chase, kind of fits into this with like an author whose intentions are maybe questionable and the psychological impact that it has on her ex-boyfriend. Okay, the next super niche that I like are big concept alternate histories. So along the lines of Underground Airlines, The Man in the High Castle. The show was way better than the book. Fight amongst yourselves in the comments. The entire American Royal series by Catherine McGee. So really, again, like big concept alternate histories showing the whole thing. What I want to read next in this vein would be Artificial Wisdom, which it's kind of more near future spec fic, but I do think it's really big concept. So I'm kind of putting it in here. And then The Future of Another Timeline, which again, I really love. And When Women Were Dragons. So those are what I want to read next in this vein of like big concept alternate histories. And what I've written in this genre is, we dabble with this a bit in the Infinite and the Alphanina. And so my next niche is I'm going to talk about like multiverse and time travel, which usually alternate histories somehow, in some alternate histories, you have the time travel multiverse aspect and some it's just there. And so I did put those as separate. So there is an alternate history within the Infinite Alphanina you get to via time travel, but I'm saying time travel and multiverse is a separate niche, which really just means I read a lot in this vein. So just for time travel and multiverse, books that I've read that I've loved were The Shining Girls, Timeline, 11/22/63, canon, like you have to read it. What I want to read next in this would be The Ministry of Time Travel, Psychology of Time Travel, Big Time, and Bridge. And what I've written in this vein is The Infinite and the Alphanina. So those are just my big nerd out books. So the next very specific niche that I really enjoy reading is dystopian women's fiction. So when you think of that, you're probably first thinking of Handmaid's Tale. You're thinking of Vox, When She Woke, The School for Good Mothers, The Power, The Change. So really, there's a lot of angry female rage in there. What I want to read next in this vein would be Womb City. And what I've written in this genre is Top Secret. Okay, so the next niche that I enjoy reading is climate fiction, which is actually becoming its own like sci-fi subcategory. I've heard it referred to as cli-fi, but I do still see it as like a very niche topic. So what I have read in this that I've really enjoyed that was very specifically like climate fiction was The Great Transition and Camp Zero. What I want to read next along that vein would be The Future. And what I've written in this genre is I would definitely consider Interview with a #vanlifer climate fiction. And then I've also written something else that is top secret that you don't know about yet. That's climate fiction. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So the next super, super niche category that I enjoy reading in is rom-coms with authors or books or bookish things involved, or like sports romance. So when you think of like the bookish writerly rom-coms, you have The Right Place, Beat Me in the Margins, Business or Pleasure, The Dead Romantics, The Roughest Draft, Book Lovers, duh. And then with the sports rom-coms, I really enjoyed The Cheat Sheet, The Deal, so many of them. And I would say within sport, rom-coms are definitely exploding. And so the ones that I enjoy are probably more based on the sports that I either enjoy watching or participating in, versus like I haven't done a baseball romance. I don't like to watch baseball. I'm so sorry if that's your jam. I'm not going to request it on Libby. Okay, you're going to be further up in line. You're welcome. What I want to read next within these veins would be Booked on a Feeling, The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, The Overdue Life of Amy Byler, Must Love Books, Last Chance Books, Queried Sick, One Star Romance. The puns in these titles are just like so on point. And what I've written in this genre is, wouldn't you like to know? All right, so the next niche that I will read, regardless of what it is anything set at a prep school. If it's an elite prep school, or even I would count like an Ivy League school, I'm going to read it. Is it a mystery? Is it a thriller? Is it YA? Is it lit fic? You name it. If it's at a prep school, I'm going to read it. And so obviously the big ones that I've really loved have been Prep, The Ivies by fellow author-tuber Alexa Dunn. They Wish They Were Us. I Have Some Questions for You. What I want to read next would be All Girls, Room and Board, The Headmaster's List, People Like Us, The St. Ambrose School for Girls, The Legacies, and Anita DeMonte Laughs Last. Again, I consider Ivy League books to be in this category too. But yeah, what I've written in this genre is actually nothing yet. No plans on the horizon, but I do think I have like a prep school book in me at some point. So those are my super, super niche faves where I will add to my TBR so fast. So what suggestions do you have for me based on my faves? If you wrote one of the books that I just mentioned, that I said I wanted to read, I would love a review copy. If you want to send it to me, like I will read it so fast. I will break my planned TBR just to read it. And what are your favorite niches? What are some of the books that you just love? Let me know. I definitely think our reading life informs our author life, so I want to just keep that conversation going. If you found this video entertaining or helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, or even hit that shiny thanks button. That tells YouTube you got value from this video, and they can get it in front of other authors and readers like us. Now you can get back to writing or reading your book.